Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and today I'm going to be doing a distress ink panel and using some penny black stamps. And it's a fairly clean and simple card, but I want to recess this panel, and I'm using some watercolour cardstock and some distress inks and one of the round blending tools. I'm not the best blender, and I don't like to get my fingers dirty. If you know me, you already know that. So that's what I like about these blending tools. They are a fairly clean kind of product when it comes to that. The colours I'm using here are the Twisted Citron, which is one of my favourites, and then the Peacock Feathers. And what I do is add the colour and then come back in and go back over it with the lighter colour again. And then I've got the Picked Raspberry here, which is kind of making a little bit of a purple in between with the blue-green. So this is just a scrap piece of cardstock. It's bigger than the piece I sort of need, but I just figured I'd add colour and see how I go, and then I could choose whichever part I like the look of the best. And I'm just coming in and adding more colour in the middle as well. I'm finding that the watercolour cardstock actually blends a lot better than the other cardstock that I normally use. And the stamps I've got from Penny Black today, this is the Butterfly Trio, and they're one of the new release stamps, and they're such beautiful bold butterflies, almost like a moth style shape, just really different to a lot of the other butterfly shapes out there. I'm going to be using my MISTI because this is quite a large stamp, and I'm going to use it for this technique because I'm going to be stamping it on my, this is a panel, it's cut the same size as my carved front, and then I'm going to be stamping it on my distress ink panel as well. I have some VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and this is also a red rubber cling stamp, so I've had to take out the extra layer that comes in the MISTI. So it's because the cling stamps are wider than the clear photopolymer stamps, you do need to have that little bit of extra space. And how beautiful is that? It's just gorgeous. So I'm leaving that butterfly in place, and then I can put my distress ink panel. It's cut pretty much the same size as my card front, and I did that purposefully. And I'm stamping this out again. So it's going to work out that it's in exactly the same spot on this piece of cardstock. And you'll see why that's important in a minute. And this is watercolour cardstock, so the good thing is that, and I am working on the smooth side, so the good thing about that is I can actually do a second stamp straight over the top with the MISTI, because watercolour cardstock, it is a little bit more difficult to get a good crisp impression. So I'm going to do a second butterfly now, and this is the middle sized one. I've already worked out where I want it on the panel, and I'm going to be doing the same technique again. This time I'm stamping it just because I had the distress cardstock, the distressed ink cardstock in place. I'm actually going to do that one first. And then I can bring back in my other piece of white cardstock and stamp this butterfly in exactly the same spot. Love this tool, it is awesome. So this is the reason why I had to make it exactly the same. I've cut a piece out of the center of my white panel, that's it there, and I'm just going to actually throw that away. If I was clever, I would have done a third. I never thought of it till after, but I would have done a third panel, and then I could have made two cards and not wasted that section. I could have coloured that middle section. That would look great. But anyway, maybe I'll do it another time when I'm more organised and thinking ahead. I kind of do make my cards up as I go along. I really had no idea what I was going to be doing with this card when I started. I just saw those butterflies and thought I wanted to do something very kind of bold and bright and modern. That was me working on the rest of my sentiment, or the sentiment I should say. It's white embossed on black cardstock from the Snippets set, and I use this set all the time. It's just wonderful. I thought this would make a really good get well card. I've added some coloured fun foam just for a bit of a change, and I've got plenty of it. to the back of my 2 pieces of the white front panel, and then I'm just popping these up, exactly lining them up with the 2 butterflies. And that way the distress ink panel is actually recessed behind it. And I've been using my ATG gun on the fun foam, and that seems to be working really well. Although I am considering getting the gold. I don't know if I can get the gold tape for this gun. Does anyone know? Like, is that going to work? Apparently there's a stronger tape, I think, but I'll have to look into that. If someone knows and they can tell me, that would be great too. And then I can just add the whole panel to the front of my card. I'm going to pop up my sentiment. I'll just snip it down a little bit, work out exactly where I want it. At the moment, I'm still hanging my sentiments over the edges of the card. I don't know why, I just like the look of it. And I've used some black foam. I've used some black foam tape on the back. And finally I added some sprinkles. These are the licorice ones from Sprinkleberry, and that's my finished card. Thanks for joining me. I've had heaps of fun. I'll be back again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.